Welcome all to our 6th SAARC Talk Series 2023. This is Dr. Beena Gandhi Deori, Deputy Director Research, SAARC Cultural Center, Sri Lanka. We are extremely honored to have you all here this afternoon. On this occasion, we have with us Ms. Renuka Ikanaike, Director, SAARC Cultural Center, who will deliver her welcome address. Over to you, Madam.
Good afternoon, Mr. Dorji, Project Manager, distinguished guests. A warm welcome to each and every one of you. Today, as we convene for the 6th session of our talk series on cultural heritage and cultural diversity in the SAARC region, we are reminded once again of the vast tapestry of traditions, beliefs, and customs that form the foundation of our shared cultural landscape. The main objective of this series is far-reaching and resonates with our commitment to sustainable development. Through understanding and appreciation of our rich cultural heritage, diversity, and inclusion, we not only preserve our past but pave the way for a harmonious future. This is especially relevant in the SAARC region, which is home to a multitude of languages, religions, and traditions that coexist and intermingle. It is my honor to introduce our esteemed speaker for today, Mr. Dorji, the project manager of the Rigsum Goenpa Restoration Project under the Department of Culture and Dzongkha Development, Ministry of Home Affairs, Bhutan. Mr. Dorji brings to the table a wealth of knowledge and insights. His talk today on sustainable preservation of architectural heritage in Bhutan is a testament to Bhutan's dedication to safeguarding its architectural jewels while also balancing the delicate art of modern development. We are deeply grateful to Mr. Dorji for sharing both his time and his expertise with us. Architectural heritage serves as a beacon that illuminates our past, guides our present, and inspires our future. It is a tangible representation of our ancestors' wisdom, artistry, and values. Therefore, understanding its sustainable preservation is not just the need of the hour, but a responsibility we owe to the generations that follow. To our cherished audience, your presence and engagement amplify the significance of events like these. I encourage each of you to actively participate, engage in discussions, and immerse yourselves in this enlightening journey. Our hope is that this session and the series at large becomes a valuable resource, sparking new ideas and fostering collaborations. Once again, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Mr. Dorji and to all of you for being here. Together, let us celebrate, cherish, and commit to the preservation of our shared cultural heritage. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam. Just a quick reminder to the audience, please mute the mic during the lecture. After the lecture, there will be a Q&A session. Audience can use the box below to leave their queries or to give their feedback in the end. Throughout this SAARC Talk series, we strive to foster dialogue and cooperation among the SAARC member states. The SAARC region is culturally diverse and rich, and in order to bring out this richness, SAARC Cultural Center plays an important role in providing the right kind of platforms to the academics, researchers, scholars of the SAARC region. This afternoon, we have the privilege of hosting Mr. Dorji. Mr. Dorji is the project manager, Rigsum Goenpa Restoration Project under Trashiyangtse District, Department of Culture and Dzongkha Development, Ministry of Home Affairs, Bhutan. Mr. Dorji has a diploma in civil engineering and working under the Heritage Sites and Archaeology Division, Department of Culture and Dzongkha Development, Ministry of Home Affairs, Bhutan. Mr. Dorji has been part of the Wangdue Phodrang Dzong Reconstruction project from 2015 to 2020. This included planning, coordination, and implementation of the reconstruction work of Phodrang Dzong. Since 2023, Mr. Dorji is involved with the Rigsum Goenpa restoration project, Trashiyangtse District. As the project manager, he played an important role in the planning, organization, and execution of the Rigsum Goenpa restoration project. With this brief introduction, I welcome Mr. Dorji and request him to start with his lecture. Welcome, Mr. Dorji.
Good afternoon. So before I commence my presentation, I want to extend my deep appreciation to Madam Director, Ms. Renuka, and Deputy Director of Research, Dr. Bina Gandhi, for inviting me as today's speaker in the 6th SAARC talk series of 2020. I'm sincerely grateful to the SAARC Cultural Center for this prestigious invitation. It is a true privilege to be able to share insights and knowledge on the vital topic of sustainable preservation of heritage sites, with a specific emphasis on the case study involving Wangdue Phodrang Dzong Reconstruction project. I firmly believe that the SAARC Cultural Center's platform holds a crucial role in advancing cultural exchange, understanding, and cooperation within the South Asian region. I deeply appreciate the Center's unwavering commitment to nurturing dialogue on culturally significant subjects. So with this note, I will now discuss the steps we have taken to ensure that the reconstruction of Wangdue Phodrang Dzong is sustainable. I'll cover the following topics in my presentation: introduction, architectural heritage in Bhutan, brief history of Wangdue Phodrang Dzong, Wangdue Phodrang Dzong reconstruction process, and finally the conclusion. Architectural heritage is a valuable part of our cultural identity and contributes to the economic and social well-being of our communities. However, rapid urbanization and changing lifestyles are posing significant challenges to the sustainability of architectural heritage, especially in urban areas. Efforts often neglect the importance of architectural heritage, prioritizing economic growth and providing space to accommodate the population influx. This led to the demolition or alteration of historic buildings, as well as increased pressure on existing architectural heritage to meet new demands. Therefore, it is important to promote sustainable urbanization practice that incorporate architectural heritage conservation. Economic models that support the preservation of architectural heritage also needs to be developed. Tourism can be one of the valuable tools for supporting the preservation of cultural heritage, but it must be managed carefully to minimize negative impacts. Educating the people about the importance of architectural heritage preservation is also essential. I think by addressing these challenges, we can ensure that architectural heritage is sustained for future generations. Our architectural heritage in Bhutan has remained remarkably well preserved owing to our delayed modernization and isolation from the outside world until 1960s. Modern road construction began in earnest during the first development plan, 1961 to 66. Tourism in Bhutan started only in 1974, and television was banned until 1999. This preservation further bolstered by the gross national happiness policy. Bhutan's architectural heritage primarily consists of prominent structures strategically designed as fortresses throughout the country, uniting Bhutan in the 17th century, as well as temples, stupas, bazaars, traditional bridges. All of these structures are still functional and living heritage, meaning they are still used and enjoyed by people today. Dzongs are the ancient Bhutanese fortresses constructed in the 17th century to defend against Tibetan invasion from the north and British India from the south. As a result, Dzongs were typically strategically located on hills or ridges, affording panoramic views of the surrounding valleys. Aside from serving as military base to protect the country from invaders, Dzongs housed the administrative and monastic bodies. Moreover, the open courtyard served as communal space for gathering and festive occasions. Also in the Dzongs, you can find numerous valuable historical and religious artifacts. Some of the temples are built as early as 17th century. For example, Kichul Habang in Paro is one of the oldest temple in Bhutan that was built by a Tibetan king called Songtsen Gampo in the 7th century. It is believed that this is one among the 108 temples that were constructed by him to subdue a demon. It houses many important relics, including a 7th century statue. Choten or a stupa. A choten is a receptacle for offering, and in Bhutan, all chotens contain religious relics. Chotens are often situated in locations considered inauspicious, like river junctions, crossroads, mountain passes, and bridges to ward off evils. Building a choten or even circumambulating the choten once is considered to accumulate good merits and beneficial to all sentient beings. Basams, also known as traditional wooden cantilever bridges, are an important part of Bhutanese culture and heritage. They have architectural, cultural, and religious significance. Given the geographical terrain of Bhutan, ancestors have always relied on these bridges for travel across many steep valleys and rushing rivers. So from the 1980s, the concept of architectural heritage in Bhutan broadened to encompasses tangible elements such as traditional houses and villages, collectively referred to as the heritage of our people. Additionally, the Department of Culture and Dzongkha Development played an important active role in promoting Bhutan as a unique cultural landscape, integrating cultural aspects into national policies and development initiatives. What makes Bhutan unique is its cultural landscape where heritage sites coexist harmoniously with the natural environment and bear witness to our distinctive history, wisdom, custom, and tradition as the Bhutanese people. So, Wangdue Dzong, a case study. A brief history. Wangdue Dzong is a historic fortress located in central Bhutan, holding significant historical and cultural importance in our country's history. Wangdue Dzong was built in 1638 by Shabdung No Namlye, a spiritual and political leader who unified Bhutan. It was strategically constructed on a ridge that resembles a sleeping elephant and overlooking the convergence of Punachangchu to the left and Tangchu in the right. The Dzong served as an essential defense against potential Tibetan invasion and internal conflict among regional rulers. The Dzong follows traditional Bhutanese architecture style, characterized by massive stone walls and intricate woodwork. It has three distinctive courtyards. Two-thirds of the first courtyard houses district administrative offices, while the remaining one-third accommodates monks' residences and temples. The middle courtyard contains temples and the monks' residence, and the third courtyard includes a queenry, which serves as the assembly hall for the monks, and the main tower, or Utsi, which houses shrines for the protective deities. Unfortunately, the 17th century fortress was completely destroyed by a catastrophic fire on June 24, 2012. This was a major loss for Bhutan, as the Dzong was one of the most important cultural and historical sites in the country. The fire cause remain uncertain, though speculation points to a potential electric short circuit originating from one of the administrative offices in the first courtyard. While past fires in the Dzongs were contributed to butter lamps, modern facilities present the current hazard. With electrification prevalent in nearly all the Dzongs, Subpar wiring or inadequate maintenance of each system leads to short circuits, a predicament that came to the forefront. Since the incident occurred on a Sunday when the office was unoccupied, the fire gained momentum unchecked. Pitched atop a hill with limited access point, Phodrang Dzong overlooking the Punasangchu and Dangchu rivers on three sides, rendering it challenging for firefighters to combat the blaze. The very inaccessibility designed to repel adversaries ironically impeded firefighting efforts. The fire hydrant, although installed, proved non-functional due to the lack of regular maintenance and fire drills. This oversight could have been prevented if the responsible authorities had been more vigilant and had conducted the fire drills on a regular basis. If they had done this, they might have been able to save at least the structure in the second and the third courtyards. So at the command of His Majesty the King, the Department of Culture and Dzongkha Development began planning to rebuild the wonderful Phodrang Dzong to its former glory immediately after the fire. The reconstruction project was launched in January 2014 with funding support from the Government of India. The reconstruction is aimed not only to restore the physical structure, but also to maintain its historical and cultural significance and the sustainability. Dzong was tragically obliterated in just a matter of hours, and none of the timber components could be salvaged. Even though the stone masonry walls were believed to be fire resistant, the majority of them, along with the stone themselves, were weakened as a result of the fire and the application of cold water on the hot, burnt stone. Consequently, most of the stone used for the masonry walls could not be repurposed. Nevertheless, approximately 10% of the walls remained unaffected by the heat and have been preserved, serving as a foundation for the construction of new masonry walls above them. Our commitment to sustainable and traditional practice, we have taken several steps to ensure that the reconstruction of the Dzong aligns with these principles. We have sourced the majority of our construction materials locally, reducing transportation-related carbon emission and supporting the local economy. This includes utilizing stone and timber from neighbor region, thereby minimizing the environmental impact of material acquisition. To reconstruct the masonry walls, we have used mud mortar, a time-tested and environmentally friendly alternative to cement-based mortars. Stone masonry in mud mortar not only reduces the carbon footprint but also maintains the traditional aesthetic of the Dzong. Timber, a renewable resource, is being used extensively in the reconstruction as structural members. This not only showcases the sustainability of wooden components but also pays homage to the architectural heritage of Bhutan, where timber has been a fundamental building material for centuries. In keeping with the traditional methods used in the past, we have utilized traditional joinery techniques for the timber components. This ensures the authenticity of the reconstruction and passes on valuable craftsmanship skills to future generations. We have also made a conscious effort to reduce the reliance on factory-made materials like cement, wire nails, and other products. By doing so, we decrease the carbon emission associated with the production and transportation of these materials. Paintings applied on every wooden components as well as the mural wall paintings are made of mud and stone sourced within the country. No synthetic substances have been utilized in this procedure. Because of the significant lack of laborers in the Bhutanese job market, we often bring in workers from India. Nevertheless, for projects related to cultural heritage, we opt to employ the local artisans. By prioritizing the use of local craftsmen for our cultural heritage projects, sorry, we are making a deliberate effort to sustain and carry forward the invaluable heritage of traditional handicrafts. This approach not only helps bridge the gap in the Bhutanese labor market, but also serves as a means of cultural preservation. Our skilled local craftsmen possess a deep understanding of the traditional technique, materials, and design that are interesting to Bhutanese culture. By involving them in heritage projects, we ensure that this knowledge is not lost, but instead passed down to future generations. This transfer of expertise helps maintain the authenticity and integrity of the work while also providing valuable employment opportunities for the local community. Furthermore, the utilization of local craftsmen fosters a sense of pride and ownership among the community members. They became actively engaged in the preservation of their cultural heritage, which it strengthens the bond within the community and bolsters a collective commitment to safeguarding Bhutan's rich tradition. Shortly after the announcement of the Dzong's reconstruction, individuals from various backgrounds stepped forward to make voluntary donations, both in cash and goods. While the Wangdue Dzong reconstruction project received donation totaling to near term 323.828 million, in addition to valuable items worth millions more. Besides the regular local craftsmen involved in the Dzong's reconstruction, over 6,000 individuals residing in the district and nearby areas contributed more than 5,000 man-days of free labor and provided 343 free lunches to the craftsmen. Numerous other refreshments were also generously offered. This exemplifies the robust community support for the preservation of heritage sites given by a deep belief and faith in religious and Buddhism. Ultimately, this support plays a crucial role in ensuring the sustainability of the heritage sites. Common challenges we face in heritage sites and conservation projects in Bhutan is the fact that all our monuments and heritage sites, apart from ruins, are living monuments. Monks and caretakers who reside in these heritage buildings continue to live as much as they did hundreds of years ago. However, most of the Dzong's monasteries, temples, and other heritage buildings constructed from stone, mud, and wood have very poor water supply and drainage system. Today, managing water, sewerage, and waste is a major. For Wangdue Dzong, sufficient water supply, toilets, and bathrooms with proper drainage system have been installed inside the Dzong for the monks and other users. This comprehensive water, sewerage, and drainage system have been carefully designed and installed to ensure the comfort and hygiene of the monks residing within the Dzong. It not only addresses their daily necessities but also reflects our commitment to providing modern amenities while preserving the cultural and spiritual significance of this sacred place. The incorporation of these essential facilities contributes to the overall well-being of monks and enhance the functionality of the Dzong as a center for both spirituality and community life. A firefighting system has been integrated into the Dzong's infrastructure to enhance safety and protection against potential fire hazards. This system includes strategically placed fire extinguishers, smoke detectors, fire alarms, and fire hoses throughout the Dzong's premises. Additionally, trained personnel from the Royal Bhutan Police are on duty 24/7 to respond promptly to any fire emergencies. The installation of this state-of-the-art fire safety system serves as a crucial preventive measure to minimize the risks of the fire. The Department of Culture and Dzongkha Development has designated this unforgettable date of 24th June as the fire drill day for Wangdue Dzong. Therefore, the district administration conducts a fire drill inside the Dzong on this date every year. Incorporation of seismic resilience features. Architectural heritage building represents the rich culture and historical tapestry of our world. Preserving this structure is not merely an act of maintaining our past, but also a commitment to our future. However, many of these buildings are often vulnerable to seismic activity, posing a significant threat to their longevity and the safety of those who inhabited or visit them. To ensure the safety of people inside the Dzong, we have integrated seismic resilience features. These features include vertical reinforcements, reinforced cement concrete ladder beams and corner beams, Wangdue lashes, and precast stone through stones in the mud masonry walls. They have been incorporated in a manner that seamlessly blends with the building's aesthetic. The Phodrang Dzong had a positive impact on Bhutanese culture, practice, and tradition attire. Prior to the completion of the reconstruction, people often visited Dzongs wearing informal, visiting the offices and site wearing informal and convenient Western style clothing. However, the restoration of the Dzong sparked a positive change, encouraging a return to traditional attire and etiquette. The presence of this significant structure renewed pride in cultural heritage and led to increased adoption of formal dress, contributing to a resurgence of Bhutanese identity rooted in tradition. Also aimed to manage visitors' numbers effectively. From December 30, 2022 to June 2023, the Dzong hosted numerous visitors, including foreign tourists, locals, and monks. Introducing entrance fee for visitors was proposed as a sustainable solution to both generate fund and regulate visitors' numbers, preserving the Dzong's integrity. So in conclusion, as I conclude, I would like to reiterate that the challenges faced by Bhutan, a nation balancing rapid development with the conservation of its unique cultural heritage, resonates with many countries worldwide. As urbanization encroaches upon historic towns and cities, the sustainability of architectural heritage becomes increasingly vital. The case of Wangdue Dzong illustrates a multifaceted approach to tackling these challenges. Guided by a commitment to sustainability, the reconstruction incorporated various innovative practices, locally sourced materials, reduced carbon emission, and boosted the regional economy. Traditional construction techniques upheld authenticity and the legacy of Bhutanese architectural heritage. The involvement of local craftsmen preserved traditional skills and provided essential employment opportunities. Community engagement demonstrated the community's deep commitment to heritage preservation. Modern amenities such as a comprehensive water, sewage, and drainage system ensure the well-being of the residents, monk, while preserving the site's cultural and spiritual significance. A state-of-the-art firefighting fire drills fortified the zone against potential fire hazards. Effective visitors management aimed to regulate visitors' number and maintain the zone's integrity. With this, I hope that you have gained some insights through this case study, which can provide valuable guidance to other regions facing the same challenge of preserving architectural treasures and cultural identities amid rapid modernization. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Dorji. Thank you so much for a very informative presentation. I have a couple of questions and an observation. My first question is for the Dzong you all repaired. Did you all have photo documentation so that when I saw the new pictures of your reconstruction, did it have, was it reconstruction of the original which was there? That's my first question. And the second one is, if you could explain a little bit more on the traditional methods you all used in the reconstruction. I saw the photographs and I saw how you did it, and I'm really impressed because you're still maintaining your traditional architectural methods, whereas like in Sri Lanka, we've lost a lot of the traditional methods because nobody is interested in learning or continuing with these activities. And my observation is that I was really impressed by the way y'all keep the traditions alive by getting the community support, doing all these things using traditional material, and as far as possible going through what is available and local products, and that is really commendable.
whereas in most countries now we go for brick and concrete, whereas you use the mud for your plasters and things like that. So I was really impressed by it, and thank you for sharing your knowledge and information. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Bindu, for your question. Yes, we do have the photo documentation. Soon after the fire disaster, then the Department of Culture and Dzongkha Development took all the details, detailed documentations, and it's recorded. And then the second question is, if I'm not mistaken, is it the same as the old one, right?
Yes. Is it the same as the old one, or were there new additions? And what, if you can explain a little bit more about the traditional methods you all used?
Okay, thank you. Yes, the Dzong is same. We built, rebuilt, reconstructed as same as the old one. The only differences is we have some changes in the rooms based on the modern requirements of the monks. Otherwise, it is built on the same the same size and on the same foundation. And with respect to the reconstruction process, we have not employed the machine, the new technologies like machineries and all. All the construction procedures are based on traditional methods. Like we have all the works are done manually, like not like even for the mud motors, we blend with the physically and then applied, and then we have not we used any. We try to minimize the use of the factory made materials such as cements, but of course we used little of this for the seismic for seismic this one seismic interference. We used little of the reinforcement and cements. Other than that, all the construction methods are traditionally how it is done in the past. Yeah, I think, did I answer your question?
Yes, you did. But one more question about the
Okay,
paintings
sure.
which you showed in the final photographs. What about
Yeah.
the paints used? Was it natural pigments, or was because you also use a type of tanka like in Tibet? So the paints you used, was it natural based, or what is available in the market?
Yes, the painting that we use, the painting materials that we use are also sourced locally from the within the country. We usually most of the paints are the muds, and some are the stone pour thankas like this wall mural paintings. In that case, we have used some stone pigments also. I mean stone powders, but for the wooden paintings, we used only the mud. Like we have red mud, black mud, and then yellow mud, and then they mix this together, and then they made the paint.
Okay, thank you very much. It was very informative because in Sri Lanka we've lost the natural pigments and also the binding agents. Whereas you said even in construction, the binding agent you used was animal fat. Whereas
Yes, exactly.
the plasters we have, we've lost the technology, the traditional knowledge of the binding agents for natural pigments as well as for plasters, for painting and plaster. So I was very happy to hear about that, and I hope one day we can share more information. Thank you very much, Mr. Dorji.
Thank you very much, Bindu, for your question and also for your input. I once again thank Mr. Dorji for taking out time from your very busy schedule and enlightening us on this very important topic. highlighting the importance of conservation, especially in this case of Wangdue Phodrang Dzong. As Mr. Dorji has rightly pointed out, the project's vision extended beyond mere restoration, emphasizing the preservation of historical, cultural, and environmental sustainability. Guided by a commitment to sustainability, the reconstruction process incorporated various innovative practices like locally sourced materials, more organic, and which reduces carbon emissions, and it also boosted the regional economy. Traditional construction techniques upheld authenticity and legacy of Bhutanese architectural heritage. The involvement of local craftsmen, it helped to preserve traditional skills and provided essential employment opportunities for the locals. Community engagement demonstrated the community's deep commitment to heritage preservation. Modern amenities such as the comprehensive water, sewage and drainage system ensured the well-being of the resident monks while preserving the site's cultural and spiritual significance. Effective visitor management aimed to regulate visitor numbers and maintain the Dzong's integrity. The case study of Wangdue Phodrang Dzong reconstruction exemplify a harmonious synthesis of heritage preservation as well as sustainability. This case study offers valuable insights for regions grappling with this challenge of safeguarding architectural treasures and cultural identities amidst rapid modernization. So this has been an excellent presentation from your side, Mr. Dorji. I thank you for that. It was a great honor to have you with us on the SAARC Talk series. I extend my heartiest thanks to the audience also who joined online for this lecture. And before we end, I would like to remind the listeners regarding the upcoming 7th session of the SAARC Talk series in the month of November to be delivered by Dr. Sanjay Garg from India. Further information about the talk will be shortly posted on SAARC website and on Facebook. And once again, thank you all for joining this afternoon and see you next month. Thank you.